Hello everybody, my name is Joe Guy and welcome back to Dragon Age. Welcome back to an extended episode of Dragon Age, or at least that is the current plan. And the current plan is also to name this episode something to the effect of the last side quest. And I'll explain a bit more about what I mean by that in a little bit. But first of all, we have war table stuff to do. But very, very briefly, I just want to get the rewards and then get out again. I don't want to spend too much time on war table at the moment. I only have like an hour to record. And there's definitely stuff I want to do during that time. I want to get these rewards and boost. And here's fingers crossed I remember. Well, okay, so this is after my long break that I took, about 3 months after burning out and recording. And straight up, one of the reasons I burnt out was because of Dragon Age. So first of all, there's this. We were lucky. Most of the Darkspawn had withdrawn by the time my team ventured into the mines, and these surface runts are nowhere near as tough as what I used to fight back in Orzammar. We avoided most of them and killed the ones we had to. In the process, we found what the human miners must have been looking for. Sent it your way. Hope it was worth the effort. Never thought I'd be ready to see the sky over my head instead of an honest stone, but I'd forgotten how much Darkspawns stink. Thank you for helping me remember. Cool, that's fine. Red Jenny and the bad goods. Caravan spotted by Sarah's friends was abandoned after her offer to buy it. There was no documentation to show who arranged it. It appears our scrutiny was enough to scare them off. Alright. Whoops. Nope. The College of Magi. The presence of Inquisition forces in the College of Magi provoked an angry response from Duke Sandral. I'm told this led to a standoff where the Duke's forces threatened to attack, and it was our agent at the college who talked the man down. Okay, good. Corbin displayed a level head and sound judgment, both things I would normally never ascribe to a dwarven warrior. The mobs have backed off, and Corbin sent to us the artifacts he believes the Venatori may have been after. Awesome, that seems to have been successful. Great, well, let's back the hell out. And as I advertised in the last session, we are going to go to the Elven Lands. But whilst we are loading into that area, let's see, Exalted Plains. So this stuff is all down here, right? So where's the nearest camp? Varabel and Aris. Did I not get a camp? Alright. I suppose I could travel to the Dalish camp. But let's make our way in from a place that we know. That way I'll use the travel time to talk about a couple things. Boom. I'm taking... I would take Sarah, but she doesn't care about her heritage in that way. So let's take Solus. We'll take coal, because I think that might provide some interesting stuff in terms of, like, veil sundering, etc., etc. And the other side of things, we need a warrior. So let's grab us some Cassandra. Like I did last night. Anyway. So. Dragon Age. I'm really enjoying this game. The side questing has become too much. Straight up, and one of the reasons I burnt out was every other Dragon Age before that, I feel like I've had a handle on what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and the side questing has fit really neatly into the story along the way. In Dragon Age Origins, even though I was going around the countryside doing odd jobs, I was able to tie all that back into either killing Darkspawn or gaining power or money that I could use towards helping the Grey Warden cause, because it was literally just us and Ferelden. In Dragon Age 2, everything was tied back to me personally. There were strands going through Kirkwall, which were either, directly involving family members or people I care about, or causes which I cared about. This, in Dragon Age Inquisition, I feel I've never felt more divorced from side quest activity. That was really quick.
Inquisitor.
Did you stab Solus? Why are you at low health? Hello? Maybe let's have a rest, shall we? Here we go. I mean, let's look, for example, at our quest in the Exalted Plains. We've got scattered glyphs, ancient elven glyphs. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt. There are ancient elven glyphs scattered across the plains. They appear to be markers of a secret message. Pieces of a greater message, I should say. Go to the war table to investigate the glyphs. Now I sort of wish I'd done that. So yeah, a treasure map, another treasure map by the grace of the Dalish. It will take considerable effort to earn the favour of Haven's clan. Okay, I can see myself wanting to earn the favour of the Dalish because of everything they've been through here, fair enough. And plus that's power back to the Inquisition. There's an old Dalish burial site in the plains known as Valbernalis. Spells protecting the dead there have been broken, attracting demons. Cleansing the grounds of the demons would gain favour from the Dalish. Find the Golden Hala. Supply caches belonging to the Imperial Army have gone missing in Lake Town. Mark the crates so they can be collected. Here's a good example of one which is really not that related. Now, obviously, everything gets us power, which is helpful, but I'm not hurting for power. It's not really something which I'm paying attention to as a character, as a player. But also, it's not just me. I'm the leader of the Inquisition out here with, like, my major subordinates would be the... Well, a member of the literal Inquisition Council here, but my confidants, my major players in the Inquisition, I have troops to send out all over the place, and it does not quite feel congruous that I am out here myself doing all this stuff. And that is what I've been struggling with. That is why I felt more than any other Dragon Age game disconnected from the main plot, is that I'm not sure why it is up to Markus to do all this footwork stuff. So the answer to that, in terms of immersion, is literally that, do I have a highlight everything here? V? It's been a while. Is that I'm going to stop.
No sign of trouble.
When I say... Dear sir, enclose the payment for the last shipment. The Lord greatly enjoyed the fish. Prepared exactly as required. How do you do it? Please keep them coming as hank for this week. Okay. Why the hell not? I forgot how quiet this place can get. The title of this video is The Last Side Quest. In that, today, I'm going to gain favour with the Dalish. Because it is the right thing to do. It is the right thing to gain favour with the Dalish, to be a human-led organisation, working with the Dalish, gaining favour from them, trying to make friends with them, an alliance, because of how much we've used this land. It is just the right thing to do. But it is still tangential to what I should be doing as the Inquisitor. After this, I will not do any quest unless it really, really interests me, or I can see the point right in front of me, the reason why I should care as leader of the Inquisition, and not, for example, anything which I don't do, leave just up to my foot soldiers. Marking supply caches is a perfect example of that sort of thing. Experience is all very well and good, but I'm over leveled now, you know? Looks like the last cache is over there anyway. Should probably go grab that. And collecting materials and stuff like that, this is war table stuff. Which, in fairness, it gives me an option to do that. Credit to the game, if I didn't want to go out and gather materials myself, I can buy it using perks, or I can, statue of big dog, big elven dog over there. Hello? Who are you guys? Are you enemy? Frenemy? Fremen enemy? Fred Little? Oh, hi, Fred. Anyway.
No sign of trouble.
Thank you, Fred. This way. So yes, okay, yeah, which does mean that the title of this video is a little clickbaity. But like 30%, the point is, it's about how I look at these quests. I don't want to do anything I don't see the point in anymore. I want to be able to tie everything back to forward momentum in the story, in Markus's character development, in working towards the end goal. And if I need power, sure, I might stop and go and do some of this stuff which is tangentially related, but only if Markus feels the need for power. That keeps that forward momentum with the plot. And there has been, I think, way too much in the way of side questing, just in general with this. And, you know, people have commented as such, and I totally get it. It has been difficult. Here we go. It's been difficult to go back and look at this series and go, yeah, like, none of this is fluff. And I think the series overall is suffering because of it. So, this is why today's episode is going to be a slightly longer episode, and I may even combine it with like a feature recording to do the rest of the Elven stuff. Because if I ever do side stuff like this, it might be, you know, I mean, just as like brainstorming example, it might take the form of a stream, where like you guys can come and hang out while I do some of the more boring stuff. Or I might just not do it at all and keep the story moving depending on how I feel. Or it could be a longer episode such as this, the type of thing where you can just like have it on in the background, kick back with it, and I'll just spraff at the camera. So, yeah, I've got all these quests. let's start elfing around the place. Have a chat with people. Hello.
Creators. If human soldiers come across the Golden Hala, they will certainly kill her.
Right, you're Golden Hala, dude.
Goodbye then.
I'm trying to refresh my memory of all this. I did watch the episode where I came to this the other day. You're the Keeper. I don't remember if I spoke to you guys. No, I don't.
Elkanan, the stores are so low.
You seem troubled.
It's nothing. Just our stores. With the Shem War and the demons, replenishing them has been difficult. For one, we're almost out of herbs, and we lack materials to repair the Aravals. I don't even remember. There's so much we're missing. It's all written in my ledger.
Keeping track of all that side stuff, huh? I sympathize. It's all written in your ledger, huh? That ledger. Oh, Dream God of the Craft. Okay, well, you guys can read that if you want to. Codex reading is yet another thing I want to tighten up on. Okay. Here. Spindleweed's getting scarce, okay.
You've brought supplies. If you could store them in that chest, I would be grateful.
Jeez, not only do I have to bring it, but I also have to just carry it to the chest. What chest? Oh, that chest. I see you there, Solus. You're not as sneaky as you think you are. Okay, that's cool. Dalish favor. That's one way to get it. Hello.
You were the one they called the Herald of Andraste.
What's up?
I've heard so much about you and your Inquisition. There's talk, even amongst the Dalish.
Talk. What do they say exactly?
Well, the clans are worried about what this might mean for us. The Dalish, that is. No matter what they say, your Inquisition is the only thing trying to help the world. I wish I could be a part of that.
Yeah?
You want to join the Inquisition?
It won't happen. Keeper Howen won't allow it. He doesn't trust anything to do with the Chantry or Andraste.
I could try to convince your keeper.
You could try.
I'll take my leave.
Maybe once I gained a little more favor, I'll play that card.
We'll never be on our way. Greetings, stranger.
That's another thing I want to do, actually, is that, when in regards to, like, looting and doing quest stuff, I'm going to start trying to game it as little as possible and do everything from in-character. So, no more looting of, like, an abandoned farmhold or anything like that, unless it looks absolutely abandoned. No more trying to game the system exactly, unless, you know, there's an in-character reason for doing so. I think that sort of thing could maybe help prevent, for example, what happened with Barris back in the Templar Keep, back in, what was it called, Ferrell's Redoubt or something like that, where, you know, that bar, I saw as a player that bar ticking down and thought, that's how long I have to get back without failing. But in universe, that was Barris's defenses being whittled down, and in character, you would want to let that get too low anyway. As a player, that bar is like a challenge. It's like, how much can you get done before that bar takes down? And that's how I saw it. In character, it would have been, shit, people are actually hurting over there, better get back.
Are you a merchant of some sort?
I am Taniel, the clan's craftsman. Leather, ironbark. These are my specialities. However, Keeper Howen has forbidden trade with outsiders we do not know or trust.
Okay, then that's fine. There. Okay, more Elven God stuff. I have some codex to catch up on, absolutely. Looks like the Hala down here.
Please, if you see my brother out there, tell him to return to camp.
Your brother?
Who's Valerin?
My brother. He's been sullen for a while because the Keeper chose another as his apprentice. He thinks it's a slight, but it isn't. He just wasn't ready. Keeper Howen wants him to wait. Then he took off 3 nights ago on his own. I don't know what he was thinking. The Keeper sent hunters to search, but they never found a trace. Mathal's mercy. If anything's happened.
Oh, you emotional elves. Okay. Well, we have stuff to do. Well-stocked camp is one thing. Ancient baths. That sounds interesting. And all this stuff down here. There's an old Dalish burial site in the plains known as Var Bellinaris. Spells protecting the dead there have been broken, attracting demons. Cleansing the grounds of the demons would gain favor from the Yeah, isn't there somebody there as well already? Like a dalish party? Cool. What about that? Someone to lose. Oh, a dalish teenager over there. And one of the Ruin Archers and Dimage Descend. So let's set that active for now. Another thing I'm going to worry a little bit less about is thumbnails, because that was kind of harming immersion. Me having to constantly keep that in mind, and for example, not having my active quests up here. Having to manage that, just 1,000 little things were contributing to making recording this game stressful. I mean, absolutely one of these things. Straight up, I think it may have been a mistake to allow such extensive side questing. I appreciate sort of that, you know, being able to explore the world and the variety of environments can make Ferelden and, you know, Tamriel, that's like, that's the Elder Scrolls, isn't it? What's this place? Faerun? No. What the hell ever, it's, where is it? Ferelden and... Oh, bugger. I've been playing this game for like 5 years. Well, whatever, it makes the world come alive in a way that we haven't seen before, and the attention to detail on the art is phenomenal. But it's so easy for a game designer to throw this stuff in a game and go, oh, it's all optional. You know, it just gives player the freedom to play it how they want, without really thinking about how every option you have dilutes the experience. I would much rather, in general, a tighter game with less content that all goes to serve the overall story than a game with content everywhere. This is why Okay, moving to Elder Scrolls. I have some issues with Elder Scrolls games in general, in that they are buggy, disorganized mess, and you can see the construction paper that the whole genre is made out of. But at the same time, those games are so open with quests around every corner, it actually kind of folds back in on itself, that you can have an experience in that game. God, it's all coming back to me now. You can have an experience in that game where you focus on just the stuff that interests you, the sort of thing that interests you. Now, this isn't true of every Elder Scrolls game, and I've seen them... Well, I should clarify what I'm saying first. Basically, there's so much content that, just like in real life, you are forced to only consider the stuff that you are actually interested in and go towards that. Who's all this down here? Oh, these are friends. Yes, I remember clearing out this camp. So that's good. However, some Elder Scrolls games or some Elder Scrolls content doesn't serve this. For example, you know, the sort of moment in Elder Scrolls where you walk up and, oh, you just start on a quest right out the blue. There's no choice in the matter. Giving you that choice, I think, is a really important part of that freedom, and allowing you to focus down on the stuff that you're interested in. I would say Fallout New Vegas is a really good example of a game which does this successfully. In Fallout New Vegas, even though I knew there was quests all over the place, it was always clear...
Why would they want to make people fight? Why would they fight the Maker?
It is easier for people to believe that they were tricked into making terrible decisions.
The brothers shouldn't fight. They should tell their troubles. Their father didn't teach them to talk.
Often a problem, yes.
Indeed. I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about. Possibly the Orlais Emperor problem, but I'm not entirely sure. Oh dear, is this... Oh no, okay. Valoran's journal is stained with blood. Only a few entries can be made out, and Emalian keeps telling me I have to be patient. Fenedis, I'm almost 17. I have my Velaslan. I'm ready to learn more than simple spells. Keeper Hawen will be sorry he ever doubted me. Stories say the ruin's not far from where we're camped. I don't care what Taniel says, getting Lindarine's talisman will prove to the Keeper that I'm ready to be first. If it's really as protected as Taniel believes, I'll just have to break through the wards, even if I can't do it myself. I know what. Veil's thin here, none of the other hunters were brave enough to go into the Shem war zone, but here I am. It has to work here.
Blade bites the arms, whispers from a laughing spirit. I'll show them. They'll see how strong I can be.
Is he trying to summon a demon?
I think so. He wanted spirit assistance, so he came into the war territories where the veil is thinner, so that he could get one. Poor guy. Well, what folly, but still just a kid. What's up, Miriam? I forget your name. Montague. Montague, that was it. Montague the 73rd. Oh, can I go to... Excuse me. Can't get me. You guys okay up there? Let's have a check, shall we? Yeah, you're doing alright. Kill them with fire.
I need help!
Anyway, I believe I was talking about the way that... Man, that's fun. Oh shit. I don't know any of Cole's moves though. The parry! Or not. Marcus? Hey, you're good. Loot him. Yes, okay, Fallout New Vegas was a game where I never felt like my experience was diluted, that I could play my character and do all the quests relevant to him without being strong-armed into anything else, essentially. Even the main plot in that felt really optional, in the way that there is very little motivation to go after the main plot once you wake up in wherever it was, Spring Falls or whatever the hell the starting town is, except for like vengeance or wanting to get that chip, or there's some vague stuff about mercenary reclamation if you don't get that chip to them, but it doesn't take long for you to feel like mercenaries are not really going to pose much of a threat to you, which, you know, hurts its main story. It absolutely does. Whereas I think a game which does a bad job of this, and I have not played this game very much, or like basically at all, but I've seen a decent chunk of it, is Fallout 4, where the main plot motivation of that really open side quest heavy game is that your son is missing. What, in honest to God, were they thinking, providing such a strong motivation, to the extent that if you do decide to go side questing and hang the main plot, you have two choices, is either to ignore part of the game telling you your son is missing and pretend that it's not the case, play a character who has no son or no children or whatever, which the game will fight you on with its journal text and like the plot markers and things like that, or you play a monster who doesn't care that their son is being kidnapped. Or, you know, like, or whatever. Maybe somebody who is so traumatized by the death of their wife that they have amnesia, or they are so traumatized by the theft of their son and so cynical about their chance of survival, compared in a world where so many have lost children, they decide to just move on. Whatever. The point is, I don't think the writers seriously considered...
You're retired.
Hi. No, I'm good for now.
Another time.
Yeah, I don't think the writers of Fallout 4 took into account the side quest heavy nature of the game, and I think that Bethesda games, particularly the newer ones after New Vegas, have done similar. Skyrim skirts the boundaries of this a little bit, in that, okay, the world's kind of ending because dragons are everywhere, but at the same time, there's this sense of like rejecting the call, which I think is kind of interesting from a character perspective. There are also mods which help you not feel so much like the chosen one, to help in the world. Let me come back to that and how it relates to Dragon Age Inquisition a bit. I have some bad news though.
If you see my brother out there, tell him to return to camp.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, but I found...
Come back! I'm giving you bad news.
Thank you for bringing me the news. It's better than not knowing.
So I've heard. Whoa.
I found this talisman. I think your brother was looking for it. You should have it.
Lil'Darani's talisman. It exists? Her sword, Evanura, was taken by Shems. But in the story, her talisman was saved and hidden. This means so much to my people. Thank you.
You're welcome. So what do you need next?
Greetings to you.
Will you stop, you chatty bunch? Oh, I definitely have elf fruit, right?
At this rate, we'll never be on our way.
Okay, there we go. God, Hayfair was slaying me during this recording. Anyway, this all comes back to the idea that Dragon Age Inquisition doesn't go for that. It actually makes the effort to tie the side quests to the main plot, at least partially. In most cases. you know, most quests, it doesn't take too many steps to feel like you are doing something towards the Inquisition, you know, getting power or money or resources, or helping people in a land which desperately needs it, so on and so forth. I'm not really criticizing the quality, I'm criticizing the quantity. Let's go have a look for the Golden Hala next. Because it's spread too thin, and it doesn't feel too realistic that you're doing all this when you have all these troops at your command. Why is marking supply caches up to the Inquisitor? So I'm not really having a huge go, and I think there are people out there who would appreciate this level of content. It's a very personal solace. Come on, man. Scrape your knees there, buddy. Are you the Golden Hala? You are. So, what do I do now? Herd the Hala to the... Oh, you... Okay. Well, this'll be fun. Everybody hold. Right, where's the dalish? Where's the dalish? Back this way. This way, this way, this way, this way, this way. I could have been a shepherd. This way, this way, this... It's faster than me, that's kind of the problem. See, it's kind of golden. It's got a golden taint. The rest of it's kind of white in the same way that most Hala are. Yes, anyway, there must be people who love this format, and people did say that Inquisition is the best, but I would say personally, I'm enjoying this game less. It is feeling like a less coherent, character-driven experience because of all these side quests, and that is really why I play these BioWare games, Dragon Age Inquisition and the like. So hey ho, that's my take on it, and that is why I will be focusing less on side quests right now. Hey, I did it. That was easy. Can I get people to regroup on me? Whoops. Oh, that's L. It's lowercase L down there for disengage. I guess that means something. Ah, there you are. Good guys. What? Oh shit, that's higher than the... Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. Hi.
Aneth Ara, Herald.
You're not the right person to be talking to. Nice hair, though. Don't speak to me, 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 don't speak to me. Hey, buddy.
Look, already she makes herself known to the others. She knows she's meant to be here. Thank you, Lethaline. I will never be able to express my gratitude.
There are parts of side questing I love. I love the non... What's the right term for it? That it's not small location based like Dragon Age Origins. Dragon Age Origins thing suited it just fine. It didn't need wide open maps because everything was a little bit more linear. And yes, I think overall I would have preferred an experience like that, but at the same time, doing side quests and feeling so much a part of the world because I am in like these mountains in the background and the fog in the distance. I'm glad to have experienced that, but I think I need to make this a more linear experience for myself. Alright, hey.
Herald, you return.
One of your clan wishes to join the Inquisition.
You may continue to wish. I will not let Lorna leave with you. Not when I'm uncertain of your intentions.
Still, huh?
Another time.
So, how am I doing on, dalish thing? Pretty high. Can I trade with this person yet, though?
You seem fascinated with our camp.
Do you have anything to trade?
Take a look if you like.
I guess that's a yes? Oh, what's this? Where's the High Keeper? It would need to be soulless, but, you know, that's possible. And this kind of mediocre equipment and stuff like that. Yeah, cool. Anyway, I hope you guys are on board for this kind of new direction. I suspect you will be, just because I think with open games like that, you really have to make it your own. And yes, the completionists among you may not be so crazy about that, but it's not going to be news to any of you that I'm not a completionist, surely. Some of this stuff is pretty nice. Let's... Yeah. How am I doing on money? Yeah, I can buy all this. But I think my staff is tier 2? Let me check my weapon schematics. Battle mage staff. Tier 3. Okay, so I'm at tier 3 now. I don't want a witch staff, thank you. Right, well, the next thing then is to enter Elven Sacred Ground. See what it has to say. Apparently I missed some loot by an aqueduct or something like that. I forget what that is, quite frankly. But also, like, as part of... I feel like loot is yet another thing about this game which is dragging me down and splitting my focus between the stuff that I actually care about. I'm quite happy with my character's current loadouts. Oh, there he is. Sneaky bastard. You know, I'm barring kind of like really nice bits of loot, which, yeah, I get excited about bits of loot, but the whole minutiae thing, I'm not going to worry too much if I miss. I'm sorry, I thought you were ore. I was literally about to mine you. It's a good thing you spread your wings. Wowzers, Bowsers, look at those statues. Misty and mysterious. So let's boogie.
Tread lightly. This is sacred ground.
Do you know what, again, with the whole in-character thing, I don't think I'm going to touch anything. So yes, I guess the moral of the story is if you see me do something and like it comes across like I don't care about a thing or like I'm being flippant, it's actually the opposite. It's that I care so much. I don't want to ruin my experience by caring about the stuff that doesn't matter to. I think I've talked enough about that. You guys get where I'm going with this, and feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments. I don't think much is going to dissuade me from this path, because this needed to change. The series needs more forward momentum, and it needs to speak to me a little bit more and construct a more memorable time than the side quest fest which has kind of been so far. I will say that one of my favourite memories of this game, something which will always stand out to me, is the Western approach. Because it really felt like, I think I lucked out there, it really felt like I was there and I was spearheading the Inquisition investigation into the area, looking at interesting things and dealing with stuff which was important to the region. But then when I came to the Exalted Plains looking to kind of recapture that, I found something which was way too much, something very diluted. And whilst it did feel that stuff I was doing was very important, there was less of a feel of accomplishment through the whole thing. I wouldn't have done that. Sorry, I won't do that in the future. Okay, no, we are not here to loot elven corpses. I'm sorry, I don't care what loot is in there, I really don't. Whoops, hang on, that's a quest. What is this? What is this quest? Well, that's it? Well, what's this then? Alright, we're gonna quick save. Okay. The spoils of desecration. Oh, okay, no. It's a collectible thing, that's why I didn't turn up. No. No freaking way, we're not doing that. Well, unload, it is 5 feet away. We are good. Okay, so let's have a bit more of a poke around, lightly. Because apparently there is indeed... There should be like an elf in here somewhere, but I haven't found a body yet. At least I'm sure, I mean, it wasn't mentioned in the journal, but I'm sure I remember that from the conversation I had. More stuff over there. A thing here. Oh nice, I got the Regions thing. The Unidin Grotto. Quick save. Find a key to the Unidin Grotto. I mean, that's intriguing, but again, I need to draw a cap on what Markus would actually do. We're doing this whole thing out of respect for the Dalish. They care about their ancestry a fair bit. This may be a corner of the world we leave unexplored. Unless we get special permission from the Dalish or anything like that. We shall see. So I want to, I guess, sort of repeat, because I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. I'm just heading roughly north. That I will still do side quests, you know? When I feel the need to get power, or when a side quest comes up which is important to Markus, or important to the Inquisition. And when I say important, I definitely mean with like a capital I, something I can really clearly see as a thing that I want to be doing. Then I'll do it, absolutely, with no hesitation, and I will revel in the open world around me as I do so. A world which is going to be richer for the stuff that I don't experience about it. Part of living in a world is not doing everything. That's immersion for you. Hey.
Harold, you return.
I've destroyed the demons on your sacred ground.
Yes, but our hunters watched you from afar, and they know you defiled our graves.
Okay.
The demons are gone, and we should be thankful. A small token of our gratitude, then.
Yeah, hang on.
Another...
I'm less than satisfied with that. Can I go back to a slightly earlier quick save? Not by a huge amount. Well, that's unfortunate. Sorry. From the Beyond quest complete. I have to make it up to them. We'll say in the heat of battle, I accidentally...
At this rate, we'll never be on our way.
I accidentally destroyed a bit of the thing. I wasn't careful enough, like in character. So that's where we're gonna chalk that up to. I wish I could abandon that. So let's see, by the grace of the Dalish, if I'm still almost there and I can make it up to them. Canine leather. If I find out who, do I have it? Yes. Okay. Fingers crossed I can just do this.
And not the Ra, the rest Shara.
Weesht. Okay, I got plus favor there, right? I think. Give me my notifications. There you go. Great bear fur. The nights are getting cold. I haven't got them yet.
Greetings to you.
Oh, shush.
At this rate, we'll never be on our way.
Hi.
If I may share something else with you, there are strange glyphs inscribed in the stones of this place.
Oh, yes.
Revealed only with veil fire, although they are elven in origin. I cannot make out their purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps they will mean something to you.
Thanks.
Another time.
Well, I've already done that. I have investigated the glyphs. Maybe that'll get me some favor too. I'm glad it doesn't even give me the option to, Yeah, there's that there. That's a real shame. Well, I'm not gonna go back in like a 45 minutes. And do you know what? Even, once again, for immersion's sake, even if I've now dug my grave, pun intended, and I won't lose any more favor from the Dalish, it's still just not sit right in character to break open any more. Right, so what else can I do? I need Great Bear shit. Let's see. Well-stocked camp, set active. Anywhere? There's a quarry over there. What do I need again for, where's my requisitions? I don't know, but where do great bears live? I also don't know. There are so many things I do not know. I'm curious about those ancient baths, though. 3 great bear pelts. I think, very possibly, a wee trip to the Black Emporium may be in order. So, yeah, I feel like I would probably have to do this quest anyway if I was Even if I hadn't accidentally desecrated the graves, no, I would have made up some in advance. Should I go back and do that? I only have like 10 more minutes to record today. Do I still have only 10 minutes? I think I only still have 10 minutes. Till my evening begins. Oh, another thing I want to talk a little bit about Dragon Age is that there will be breaks in the Dragon Age series from now on. Dragon Age Inquisition is such a big game that doing it is tying me away from doing some other stuff which I'm interested in. For example, people have asked me recently if I would be interested in playing Undertale, doing a blind Let's Play of Undertale. Something which, yes, I am very, very interested in doing. But Undertale is a slow series. I've already recorded a little bit of it. It's an RPG. It's about dialogue and choice and character and story. Very similar to the reasons why people would come to watch Dragon Age Inquisition here on this channel. And I think just in terms of variety, not necessarily even for the audience, but for myself, one half of my Let's Player side is Dragon Age. And doing games like that and getting really immersed and taking my time.
Bring me a moist towelette.
Taking my time. You're funnier in the last game, just saying. Great Bear Hide, here we go. So we just need 3. Well, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Careful now. Lovely. Maybe back and forth from him a little bit. And you know, let's go via the war table on the way back to the Exalted Plains as well. Do that properly. Here we go. Hinterlands, no. Skyhold. What the hell was I saying? Oh, yes. Yeah, one half is Dragon. It doesn't matter, game. Jeez. And the other half is shooty, whooshy, fun, yell, fun, scream. And I like doing that. And I don't know, like one of the reasons I burnt out was I felt like my obligations to doing certain things on my channel was not allowing me to stretch my legs as much as I would like to into other genres, other activities, other things to do. And there are other projects I'm working on, which is why I've abandoned the schedule, at least for now. It's just the way that things have to be for a little while. And I'd say sorry, but I'm not even really apologizing, and that's meaning no disrespect. Thank you so much for watching, and I regret it, I suppose, if the new way that this will be being done does not fit with everybody's enjoyment of the series, especially the breaks. I mean, nobody likes having to take a break from something that they enjoy doing, or, you know, enjoy watching. Tooting my own horn a bit there, but you know what I mean. But hey, if I didn't do this, I'd burn out. I'd enjoy it less. And I think one of the reasons I was rubbing up against Dragon Age is because of that feeling of obligation. If I can come back to this game when I feel like it, then hey. And it will be often. Like, I'm definitely motivated to get back in and start doing this story more and more, especially from kind of the next session after I do this Elven stuff. Working towards the main plot. Yeah, it's going to be good, I think. We're going to have a good time with it. I'm going back in aid of getting back onto the main story. I'm going back and watching some of the highlights from my playthrough so far. So going back and watching some of the story bits. You know, the main thing which is coming across really is the Templars versus the Mage's Choice. Somebody new was watching through the series recently, and they obviously really disliked the Templars and really disagreed with my choice to support them, quote unquote. Even though I wasn't at the time supporting them, I was investigating them. But obviously I went to support them at the end, and they had a real problem with that. Not giving them their credit, they're still watching. I know that when you're watching a Let's Play, it can be very difficult to watch past a choice which you really don't agree with. It's a tough one. But they are, you know, and whatever. It's cool that they care about the game world so much that this bothers them so. Here we go. The Elmgriffs discovered in the Dales might prove valuable. Cursory inspection suggests they predate the ruins in which they were found, possibly transferred onto the stone from a much older edifice that dates back to the original Elven nation or even earlier. One of our mages, a Dalish elf named Killian, believes he may be able to translate the glyphs, provided we grant him the needed contacts. Do it. You gonna load us into the area for a cutscene and then load us back? Nope. It required some gifts to several dalish clans traveling along the Waking Sea coast, but Killian was able to get the text he needed to translate the glyphs. An ancient temple dedicated to Delthamin, the elven god of secrets. He has provided us the location, but it should be noted we're not the first to investigate these glyphs. A group of treasure hunters evidently mentioned them several years ago, though they have not been heard from since. That's cool. Let's go. We'll take the same crew again. It's working for me at the moment. What was I saying? Ah, yes, the Templars. So, you know, and like some of the stuff they talk, like people talk about when talking about that choice is the difference between the storylines between two. Some clearly favor one, some clearly favor to the other, which I think works in the game's credit. Where am I? Am I going into a dungeon? Wait, hang on. I meant to go to the land. Drop me outside. I mean, yes, you'd be dropping me in front of the loading screen, but at least I have context. I don't have time for a dungeon. I really don't. The elven god of secrets, though. Where am I? Oh, my fucking life. Oh my god, look. Look, I'm over here. Holy crap. So, god of secrets, huh? Hidden off the southern coast of the Waking Sea, the Lost Temple of Dirthamin protects an ancient elven artifact of impossible value. Crumbling and flooded after ages of neglect, it is a dark, dangerous place full of despair. Killian's reading of the glyphs has revealed the location of the Lost Temple of Dirthamin. Who knows what secrets this ancient elven rune may hold? Investigate the area. Here is a great example. Here's a great example of something which has no tie to what I'm doing as the Inquisitor at the moment, and something which, under the rules I just said, I should ignore. But it's a dungeon. And I'm intrigued. And you know what? We're talking in character too. Markus is a scholar, loves a mystery, elven god of secrets, ancient undiscovered runes, something which is not clearly entrustable to his advisors alone. Do freaking let's. That's something that I would do, totally. But not today, I just don't have time. We will do that. Ah, crap. In the next episode. The next episode I was going to move on to thing, but we'll have another longer episode next time. It'll give me a bit more time to catch up with the series. And yeah. Sorry. Sorry. And then we'll do main plot stuff. Anyway, more on the Templars and the shit. Yeah, I guess I just wanted to say that it's a controversial turning point. In fact, I suspect that a lot of people watching the series maybe turned off the series at that point. Just because it is a controversial decision. And the Templars undoubtedly abused their authority. Well, yes, actually, their leaders did. So institutionally, they abused it. My argument was never that they didn't do that. My argument was that there was something within them worth salvaging, and we've seen...
Welcome again, friend.
Hey, no, I don't really want to speak to you, I just want to use you for your favor. Which is a weird sentence, I know. Oh, no, did I... Oh, I got it full. Maya's in here, my cat, if you hear... Meow, meow. You probably can't hear that, I'll probably get edited out, but she is here.
You have proven yourself to be an ally of the Dalish, friend. If Lorinel still wishes to join you, he has my blessing.
Thank you.
May your gods watch over you, friend.
Just one god, thank you. And I like to think he does.
Welcome again, friend.
No, would you...
I don't believe it. You convinced the Keeper. He said I can join the Inquisition if I wish.
I don't believe it.
Keeper Howen has given you permission to join the Inquisition.
Stay still.
He has. I'll report to your camp in the south, if that's all right.
Carry on, Agent.
Bit of a problem. We don't have a camp in the south from here. Arise, Sir Pointy Ears. Cool. Alright. And, you know, on top of that, like, I chose the Templar path and lost one of the bits that people talk about being good about the Templar path, namely Barris, something I truly regret. In fact, I'd retcon it were it not impossible to do so at this point, because I'm not sure the game was entirely fair about what it was telling me. To an extent. I think part of it was my fault, but also the game hadn't really done anything like this before. 1 second. Maya, come here. Come here. Come on. Wanna come up? Come here. Attention, hog. Where are we going? I think we're done with this place. Exalted Plains, got the map, and the sketch, the treasure hunting, just, there's not stuff I'm going to do. Armor acquisition on the plains. With that, we have completed over the course of 3 sessions the Exalted Plains and everything it has to offer, with the exception of the elven glyphs. Sorry, I'm moving away from my microphone to pet the cat. Let's check out these baths over here. Ah! We've done right by the dalish here. And unfortunately, their supply troubles and their troubles with this place will not end until after the war, the Orlesian War, is over. But still, we can at least say that the Inquisition is honest to God trying to be a friend of the Dalish. And yes, we may have fucked up and destroyed a grave on the way there, but I didn't loot it. And that, as they say, is that. Oh yes, I think I know this place. This is the last place that one of the glyphs was, right? I remember because this is where the wolves are. What's up? Fuck y'all. I'm the Inquisition. Maya, do I need to kick you out? Meowing at a cupboard. Yeah, I need to kick her out. Maya! I'm back. And let us never speak of that cat again. Anyway, yeah. But other stuff like parts of the story I really love, and it's not like I don't have regrets, quote unquote, but not really as a player. Like the way it's going so far, I actually really am enjoying this. I love that I'm a mage who's kind of like a circle apologist in a way. Now, apologist is kind of a dirty word which gets thrown about, but the idea being that going against the tide, saying that there is something within the circle that was worth preserving, Markus truly believes in that. He is a mage who sided not where everybody expected him to side with other mages, but with the Templars, trying to preserve that circle, being, you know, a mage coming to the Templars, in the same way that if I was a warrior, then that same line of thought might have made me approach the mages instead. And, you know, going to the Grey Wardens, the Adamant, with Stroud and Hawk, and choosing Hawk over Stroud was kind of an emotional decision instead of a tactical one. And then realizing that he kind of fucked up and disbanding the Grey Wardens because of his error. Something which I don't think I ever said out loud, but is something in retrospect I think Markus may have been a little bit, oh, Hawk is the hero of the mages. And even though I sided with the Templars, I'm still a mage. He stood up for us. And in the split second, I know I as a player considered it for longer, but in the split second he had to choose between Hawk and Stroud, he threw Stroud to the lambs. That's not the right phrase. The lambs tore him apart. It was grisly. It was terrible. With a mighty, horrific bleat, in they went. Like, I don't know. Kind of a Python-esque execution method. But, yeah, anyway, and then coming out and going, well, without a leader, like with Stroud, then the Grey Warrens might have had a chance, but without them, no. So disbanding the Grey Wardens was a tough decision, especially for me, as like a player who got attached to the Grey Wardens in the first game. I don't know. It feels like the story is unfolding quite naturally instead of like tactically. Like it's character and emotion driven instead of like what is the optimal solution to doing this, which I like. I like a lot. And the main story in this is been really interesting so far, and that's why I want to get back on track with it. Why I want everything I do in this playthrough to serve that end story, one way or another. So yeah, in today's episode, we had an update on the Dragon Age series and what it will be looking like going forward, and we earned some Dalish favour in the bargain. The last side quest. And even then, doing so does fit with the character, and does fit with my criteria for what I would not call a side quest. As far as I'm concerned, something which Markus is motivated to do, that he's interested in doing. But at the same time, I wouldn't have done it had I not spent so much time doing other what I would call side quests with the humans of the Exalted Plains, and it is also something which I could have maybe, in-universe, if not actually in-game, left up to Inquisition subordinates and officers to do, sending an officer to try and make friends with the Dalish. And that's what War Table stuff is for. So I will continue to focus on some War Table stuff, but hopefully freeing up time around the side quest will allow me to do a little bit more of that. So yes, no more side quests in the future. Anything we do now will be part of the story, part of the character, part of the plot. And hopefully we can really milk some focus of that. It's not going to be perfect right off the bat. There'll be some balance to be found. But I hope you guys are on board. If not, then see you later. I'm loving this game. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm just trying to trim away the stuff which is getting in the way of that enjoyment. In the next episode, probably start with some War Table stuff, and then we're going to do a dungeon, and then after that, onto an assassination plot. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. I hate the fact that I'm back where I started at the end of the last session, where I'm like, we'll do assassination after this last thing. I'm sorry. It was a dungeon! What the hell do you want from me? See you later, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for sticking with me through Dragon Age. See you later, folks.